out of the console and onto the pages. Sonic Comics. This dude's gonna present it to fans of all ages. Sonic Comics. Trevor Clark.
What's up, video game junkies? Yeah, this is probably what you've been wanting for quite a while, right? Just to start off real quick before I even get into this. The beginning song, done by Zevo, also does my outros, usually a lot of my background music, does like everything. He wrote that a year ago, which really puts this into perspective on how long it's taken me to do this for you guys, right? Yeah. To be honest, when it originally had started, I had this idea to do it. The video set at like 30 views for like 3 months. When I saw that, I was like, okay, this isn't what people want to see. Like, I'm not gonna keep this going. All of a sudden, comments and views, like it just jumped dramatically. At that point, I was already done. I was like, I don't want to do this. But you guys kept going on and on about, hey, you need to do this video. And just to put this into perspective, one of the very first comments I got on there, right after Sonic, "It's sad to see your channel die." Okay, so I was like, what? Why? Why is everyone so upset? And I realized that my Sonic videos had jumped to like 2,000 views in a matter of 4 months. And just going through these, there's so many people that ended up subscribing just because of that. Like, oh, doing this series would be a great service to Sonic fan community. You have my ear and my subscription. He wrote that 3 months ago. Fucking do it. It's a good idea. 1 year ago, someone commented and said, "Thanks for making this video. I love it. Can't wait for the next one." So what have you been doing for the last year, Michael? Janda? Probably saying your name wrong too, and now you hate me even more because I made you wait a year for this video. Probably not even subscribed anymore. You're not even watching this. I can't wait for this video series to finally start. 5 months ago. 8 months ago. Hey, when's this video series starting? I can't wait to be a regular commenter on your videos. This is great, man. I'm psyched to see more. You people really got excited about it. More so than anything I've ever done on my channel, even though it doesn't have as many views as some of my stuff, but there's obviously a huge fan base of people that subscribed for this, wanted to see more videos, and I just let everyone down drastically. So we're going to jump into this, and we're actually going to do it for real. So to kind of start off, if you're new and you're seeing this video for the first time, I'll put a link here. Here's the original video, the first one I did. It kind of gives a little bit of backstory on Sonic Comics, the original Saturday AM cartoon series, how they relate to each other, and full of empty promises from a year ago. Oh man, I'm great. The idea that I originally posed in that was that I would review about 3 issues per episode. When the series originally launched, it had launched as a mini-series of 4 issues. What I wanted to do was review those, give a little backstory on those, and go from there. There's a few things, if you're a fan and you kind of want to go back and read these for yourself, there's a few things that you can do. Probably the 2 cheapest options. First one is this right here. This is Sonic the Hedgehog, the beginning. What it does is it basically archives the miniseries that originally launched the whole thing. And it has a lot of original. The first artist for Sonic Comics was Scott Shaw. And as you can see here, there's a lot of his original sketches. And it even shows Michael Gallagher's forward, the very first panel ever drawn for Sonic Comics. The first time he was ever in comic format with Archie Comics. It's definitely got a lot of history in it if you want to take advantage of seeing a lot of that. The other choice, which compiles a lot more, would be these here. This is a series that they've started recently, which is the Legacy series. This here compiles the mini-series. It also compiles issues 1 through 16. So it's got a lot in here. The only downside to this, it's in black and white. But it does have all the original covers. So this is also a really good choice, and it does have a lot of extra material in it too. Towards the end, it has a lot of the original character sketches. I believe the first Legacy series here actually has a forward by Patrick Spaz, who by far is my favorite Sonic comic artist besides Jay Axer. And then the last option would be, of course, to just buy the old back issues. Let's talk about Michael Gallagher. Look at this guy. That sexy man. I owe a lot to. Basically, Archie Comics reached out to him. He's done Betty and Veronica comics, of course, with Archie at the time that all this was going on. Before this, he had worked with Marvel. He had done some of the Alf comics, which kind of makes sense that you would reach out to him. Alf, Sonic, whatever. I mean, he's done Guardians of the Galaxy and things like that, written scripts way back. So they reached out to him and were like, hey, this is an opportunity we have. We want to take advantage of this, and we want you to do it. And we'll send you some sketches. You come up with a story. We've got Scott Shaw, who will be doing the art. And this is the series that they came up with. Shaw did the artwork for the covers and the insides, except for issue 3. Issue 3, Dave Manick took over, who is just as amazing, if not better, and Scott Shaw still did the original cover to issue 3 though. If you lived in that generation, everyone knows Nintendo Power. It was another magazine when Genesis hit, with Altered Beast and then Sonic the Hedgehog. Boom, Sega blew the heck up. They decided to go against something like Nintendo Power and say, oh hey, let's do Sega Visions. It wasn't as good as Nintendo Power, but it was something there for Sega fans. And at one point, they released one of their Sega Visions with a preview of a soon-to-come Sonic the Hedgehog comic. This here is that. It is Sonic 1/4. It's not necessarily part of the series, but it was free, and this was the only place that you could get this, so it is very rare. And what this was basically a 6-page preview of issue 0. So of course when people got this, they got really excited, and when issue 0 hit the stands, it sold with great success. They just hit with huge popularity, and of course they started an ongoing series after this. That is the series that is here today. What I'm going to do from here is we'll actually start diving into the reviews. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dive into the comic books. I've debated a few ways to do this. I thought about just talking about what I remember from my childhood and just talking about each individual comic. But I'd like to touch on more specific things, and it has been a long time since I've done this, so I thought it would be fun for me to read each comic book and then just talk about what I just read. And that way I can give a more detailed process and then my thoughts on it. So let's start with issue 0. We'll start here.
Trevor Clark has had his say to help you find good games to play. Game reviews, tattoos, and news. Poning noobs you'll never lose with Trevor.